Star Wars Rebels is one of the most loved animated Star Wars TV shows ever made, and it's my second favorite as well. During its runtime, LEGO of course released a bunch of sets based on some episodes of the show, and in today's video I'm gonna rank all of them from worst to first. I'm not gonna include any of the 4 polybags, and I'm also not gonna include any of the 4 microfighters since they could never hold up to any of the regular sets anyways. As always, this is just my personal opinion, but feel free to tell me your ranking or at least your top 3 in the comments down below. Now don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel, and now let's start with the ranking. On spot number 13 we have set number 75090 Ezra Speeder Bike, which included 3 minifigs, 253 pieces and retailed for roughly $20 back in the day. The set isn't necessarily bad, I don't think any of the Rebel sets were, but the 2 speeder bikes just feel a little oversized compared to the actual ones in the episode, and I'm in general not the biggest fan of speeder sets. There were a bunch of stickers on both models, but on a positive note, the round dish of the Rebel speeder was a pretty cool print. Overall, I still really like the concept of the set, as you got a Stormtrooper and most importantly Ezra and Sabine, 2 very important members of the Ghost Crew in a $20 set, which was a nice opportunity. Now moving on to spot number 12, we have yet another speeder set, and this time it's set number 75141 Kanan Speeder Bike, which included 234 pieces, 3 minifigs and originally retailed for $20 as well. Pretty much the same from the previous set can be said about this one. The speeder seems way too big and has a lot of stickers, but I really like the 2 Imperial crates with a bunch of blasters and thermal detonators, which are really dope. The minifigs are pretty standard with Kanan Jarrus, another important main character, as well as a Stormtrooper and an Imperial Combat Driver. The Imperial Combat Driver is another very underrated LEGO Star Wars minifigure in my opinion. I really like the way these guys look. I still think it's a little weird that spot number 11 got an actual LEGO set. Set number 75084 Wookiee Gunship consists of 570 pieces, includes 4 minifigs and retailed for $70. Well, I really like the episode where the set is based on. In case you forgot it, it's the episode where Kanan reveals to the Empire that he is a Jedi, where they save a bunch of Wookiees. I still don't really think that we need a set based on the episode, and more so based on this vehicle. There were a lot of far more important characters than the 2 Wookiees and Wolf Varro, and the gunship appears for a bunch of seconds in the show, while some way cooler and more unique vehicles didn't get any LEGO sets at all. Most of the details are stickers, and $70 still feels a little much for this set, so yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it personally. Spot number 10 is the first set that I actually really like, and it's still present in my display. Set number 75048, the Phantom, was part of the very first Star Wars Rebels wave and included 234 pieces, 2 minifigs being Ezra and Chopper, and originally retailed for $25, which feels like at least $5 too much. However, I still really like this set, especially the inclusion of Ezra's cadet helmet, which is awesome, and you can combine the Phantom with another set which will be on this list later as well. Overall, a solid little set and a great choice for the first wave. Next up on spot number 9 we have its direct successor, and it's set number 75170, the Phantom, and in this case it's the Phantom 2. It comes in handy with 3 awesome minifigs, 269 pieces and retail for $30. While the build sadly has a lot of stickers, it still looks like a very solid Phantom 2, but the figures are undoubtedly the highlight of the set. We got Chopper, Blind Kanan with an amazing hairpiece which includes his mask, and we have the first ever Thrawn minifigure, which was a very expensive and sought after minifig until the Duel on Peridea set came out. It's not the best set, but the minifigures were a massive reason why the set is so high on this list and why I even bought it. I can't really explain it, but I've always really liked the specific walker, which I believe is based on an original Ralph McQuarrie design. Spot number 8 goes to set number 75083, 80DP. 500 pieces total and 4 minifigures for $50 sounds like a good deal, and the walker looks really dope as well. I sadly don't own the set as of now, but I've heard that the walker is not the most well balanced and sturdy model, but from the promo pictures it looks like a very cool looking model to me. I've always loved the original Rebels box design, and this one in the Streets of Lothal is no exception to that. The 2 80DP drivers and Kallus are pretty cool choices too, and you can never have too many Stormies, so it's nice that they threw one in as well. Spot number 7 is a legendary LEGO Star Wars set, but not because of the build. If you couldn't already tell, spot number 7 is set number 75158 Rebel Combat Frigate, which included 936 pieces, 5 awesome minifigs and retailed for roughly $110. Now while the ship itself looks pretty okay-ish, I mean it's not bad, but it's also nothing that really catches your eye, and includes an amazing minifigure lineup. Another Chopper and Ezra, which are always nice to get, Agent Kallus, my personal favorite minifigure in the set, Commander Sato, which is still exclusive to the Rebel Combat Frigate, and the legendary Rebels version of Ahsoka Tano, which is still one of the most expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigures of all time. I totally get why people love this version, and to be fair, she looks absolutely amazing, but the reason why I still want to grab the set someday is definitely Commander Sato. Barely missing the top 5, on spot number 6 we have set number 75082 TIE Advanced Prototype. The set was made out of 355 pieces, included 3 minifigs and retailed for $40. I personally love pretty much every TIE fighter, and the TIE Advanced looks pretty awesome too. I really like the folding wing mechanism, which is very accurate to the show, but once again the highlight for me is a minifig, and this time it's the Grand Inquisitor himself. Back in the day he was only called Inquisitor, since he was the first and only one we knew at the time, and he looks amazing. Awesome face print, great details on torso, legs and chest armor, and he even comes with this amazing helmet mold with the red visor which looks absolutely menacing. This is my preferred version of him, and while the Kenobi one looks good as well, this will always be my favorite unless they make another one. On spot number 5 we have the only battle pack on this list, and it's arguably one of, if not the best battle pack ever made, and it's set number 75078, Imperial Troop Transport. 141 pieces, 4 identical minifigures, which makes sense to army build. Seems like a dream compared to some modern battle packs, and the retail price of only $13 made this an absolute banger of a set. The only downside is that LEGO back then included these ugly stud shooters which nobody wanted, and the Stormtroopers were obviously designed to match the Rebel stylization, so they were fairly different compared to the peak Stormtroopers from Rogue One, but it was a great battle pack nonetheless. Spot number 4 is a set which was based on one of my favorite arcs of the whole show, and it's set number 75157, Captain Rex ATTE. The set included 972 pieces, 5 minifigures, and retailed for a whopping $120 price tag. While the price seemed a little high and it took me some time to get used to the modified look of the ATTE, I really enjoyed this model now. At first glance you may think it looks ugly, and a few years back I would 100% agree with you, but this set really grew on me and I like the conflict between Kanan and the clones in the show. Speaking of the clones, we get 3 awesome minifigures of the old Commander Gregor, Commander Wolfie and the legendary Captain Rex. There's also another Stormtrooper and the, in my opinion, best version of the 5th brother. Once again, I heavily prefer the Rebels design over the Kenobi design any day of the week. Spot number 3 goes to set number 75150, Vader's TIE Advanced vs A-Wing Starfighter. The set included 4 minifigs, 702 pieces, and had an original retail price of $90 which was a lot. While I still consider this set overpriced, I really like both models of the A-Wing and the TIE Advanced. I'm really hoping for a remake of Vader's TIE, and I'm speaking of a real remake and not the smart brick slop. But in my opinion they can simply release this one as it looks really dang good. The A-Wing looks great as well, and figure-wise we had some bangers too. We got an A-Wing pilot, Sabine Wren with a later season look, Grand Moff Tarkin in his Rebels appearance, which is awesome, and the Dark Lord himself, Darth Vader. While it's a solid minifig, just imagine how cool it would have been if they gave him the red eyes, which we very prominently see in the show, such a menacing look. Overall I don't really know why I like this set so much, but there is something about it that really speaks to me. On the podium, but slightly short of winning this ranking, on spot number 2 we have set number 75106, Imperial Assault Carrier. The set includes 6 minifigs, 1216 pieces, and retail for $130. You have to mention once again how much I like the Rebels box art, and it looks phenomenal yet again. The build, which LEGO calls Assault Carrier, is actually a Gozanti cruiser, which we also see in The Mandalorian. This model really grew on me as well. Originally I mainly bought the set because it's the only Rebel set that includes Sabine's helmet, and I don't really like the way they did her hair, but the other figures and the model itself are really good and underrated as well. You get 2 TIE pilots, Agent Kallus, who for some reason is missing his helmet, and only came with a hairpiece, an Imperial Astromech droid, and of course Sabine Wren. The carrier is mainly known for the garrison of TIE fighters which it carries through hyperspace, and you can actually drop them off the ship, which is a pretty cool play feature. They're obviously way too small for a minifig to fit in, but it's still awesome that they tried to include this, and it's just a cool play feature, I don't know. But now spot number 1, and the in my opinion best Star Wars Rebels set of all time, is set number 75053, The Ghost. I don't know what it is or why, but I still prefer this model over the newer version from the Ahsoka show any day. Don't get me wrong, I fully acknowledge that the remake is undoubtedly the better model, but this one just has a special place in my heart. The original Ghost included 929 pieces, 4 minifigs, and only retailed for $90, which was a pleasant surprise. Because the set came out in the first wave, you could perfectly pair it with the Phantom 1, but you could even attach to the Ghost like you see it in the show, which is a genius play feature. I believe you can do the same with the Phantom 2, but I prefer the earlier season look. Minifig wise you got Garrus Aberalius, which till this day is the only version which we ever gotten from LEGO, Hera Syndulla, Kanan Jarrus, and a Stormtrooper. I mean, I can understand why LEGO didn't put Sabine into the Ghost as well, so you would have to buy another set to get the full Ghost crew, but I still think it's a little scummy that you almost had the full Ghost crew if you bought the Ghost and Phantom 1, but you were just missing Sabine. Overall, I really like this model, even though it's not perfect. I love the box art, I love the minifigs, especially Zeb and Hera. Until this day, it's my favorite Ghost and Star Wars Rebels set from LEGO. But now feel free to let me know how you would rank these sets, or at least what's your top 3 when it comes to Star Wars Rebels in the comments down below. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, I would highly appreciate a like to support the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing. If you want to check out some of my other videos, you can see me on screen right now.